Well, you guys ready to go? I am super ready to go. Thank you for joining me on this live stream, and we're going to have a lot of fun this evening. There's a lot of great things that we're going to do, and we're going to cover the details to really succeed on YouTube. Now, first off, I want to thank everyone for being a part of this journey, and I want to celebrate your journey too. And I've seen a lot of people having a lot of success, and I'm really, really excited about it. If you haven't heard about this, we're doing a 30-day creator challenge where we are working on bettering our YouTube channel and getting more views and visibility. And I'm telling you, it is awesome. You can find out all the information at 30daycreatorchallenge.com. But like, look at this. It's like people are off the chain with the tips and techniques that we're actually teaching here. I love to see this. This just actually brings a lot of warmth to my heart, knowing that we're making a huge difference in people's lives. And this is literally all for free. And I love it. I love it. I love this YouTube journey, and I love what's going on. Now, we're going to actually go into a lot of depth. Look at Don's results there. Oh my gosh. We're going to go into a lot of depth this evening. We're going to do a lot of answering your questions. I have a couple surprises that we haven't talked about yet. And then ultimately, we're going to talk about what's going to go on with the live streaming, also the 30-day challenge moving forward. Ultimately, it is amazing to see these results. It's amazing to see people doing what they love to do and getting the results, seeing that green arrow go up time and time and time again. Now, that being said, let's just jump right into it. And I want to welcome you to this live stream. So guys, Derral Eves here, and I am super excited. Now, if you are new to me and this YouTube channel, we talk about all things YouTube. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so you don't miss out. So here's the thing. I have been on YouTube since 2005. I've worked with some of the top brands and YouTube creators on the planet. And I can tell you that doing consulting and working in my consulting business and also running Vid Summit and just being out and about either on stage or, you know, whatever it may be, I get a lot of questions asked to me about, you know, growth on YouTube. And I think that as content creators, we have the tendency to overcomplicate things. And we try to do a lot more than just taking a step back and really analyzing what we're actually doing, who we're actually reaching to, and so on. And I can tell you that through this process, a lot of you are starting to see success because you're pulling back the curtain a little bit and seeing what's truly important, which is humans. Humans are actually important. And when you actually gear your content that is appealing to a human, then people will click on that video. And when you actually engage with them in the video, guess what happens? They're going to watch the video. You're going to have longer retention. And I know that there's a lot of you that would love to get your channel and video really seen by YouTube, but you don't really make it appealing for people. And that's why a lot of you aren't succeeding. And I wanted to be able to showcase a lot of tips and strategies and tactics, helping you really understand that it all starts with a couple key things, which is the click and getting people to actually start that journey of watching your content. Now, I've seen content on YouTube that is amazing. And it only has like 100, maybe 200 views. And I'm like, why don't they just spend the time, the energy, and the effort to spend more time on that title, on that thumbnail? Now, those that have been a part of the 30-day challenge know that we actually covered in depth about getting that thumbnail just right, getting that title just right, optimizing for humans. And I want you to put in the comments right now some of the things that you've learned along this 30-day journey and ultimately what you've been able to see with that success. Now, I can tell you that a lot of you are starting to succeed more than ever before because you're starting to focus in on the right things. It's not always about really getting that keyword just right. No, it's not. It's about really taking pride and attention into your content. And what is content, you might say? Well, it is the title. It is the thumbnail. It is the video itself. It's the description. It's like things that will really pull a viewer in. And I know that as you're doing this, it's going to help you really be more successful here on the platform. Now, I made mention of this challenge that we're doing, and a lot of you are a part of it. Some of you are really going all in, and there's some of you that are like in it, you're doing all the assignments, but you're not seeing results. And one of the big things that I was teaching really early on is you have to have patience. You literally have to have patience, because the algorithm takes a little bit of time when you confuse it, or it needs a little bit more data. And as you can actually give the algorithm a little bit more context, which is uploading more videos, getting more people to watch it, getting the right people to watch it, that's when YouTube does its job, and it goes out and predictably finds your viewers, your ideal viewers, and that's when you see that YouTube success. Now, I do believe that if you will take a step back and be really objective to your content, you'll realize that it takes a little bit more attention to those little details instead of being a reactive creator. I can tell you that there are creators, even to this day, even some of you that are watching this video, that are a reactive creator. Like, you're getting ready to upload your videos to YouTube, and you're getting ready to release, and what do? You actually start doing your thumbnail. You start doing your title. And I'm like, that is the last time that you should do it that way. What you need to do is do that first. Who watched that interview with Mr. Beast? Go ahead and put it in the comments. I would really love to see that. What did you learn from that? Now, I know that was an assignment that I gave you, and a lot of you went out and was putting 3 points that you've learned. But ultimately, I can tell you this for a fact, is that he will not move on a video until he understands that title, until he understands that thumbnail, because it's that big of a difference. It literally is that big of a difference. And I can tell you that if you want to succeed, regardless of what type of content you're making here on YouTube, that you truly need to take the essence of who's going to click on that title and thumbnail. And then as soon as they are on that title and thumbnail, is it going to reinforce that title and thumbnail, your video content? And when you're on that video content, are you going to make it interesting enough that they don't want to click off and want to watch more? You know, at the end of the day, that's where it's at. So what we're going to do is really go through your questions this evening or this morning or this afternoon, depends on where you're at in the world. And I want to be able to take time and really pull in and answer your questions. Now, I have a little surprise. I'm going to actually pull a few of you into this live stream, and you're going to be able to have a dialogue with me, and we can have a conversation, which I'm really, really excited about. We're going to do that a little bit later, but we're going to jump in real quick. And if you have a question, put it in the comments. I'm going to literally start grabbing those comments and questions and are bringing them up to answer your questions, because I know a lot of you have been struggling and trying to get your content out there, and you just might need a little bit of coaching. You might need a little bit of ideas of how to improve. So let's do this. So if you have the question, you can do this. Yes, this is a PewDiePie chair. I am actually in Mr. Beast's, one of his studios. So, I mean, that's kind of where it's at. But yes. Okay, so this is how it works. We can pull it up. We can either do it as a question. We can do it as a comment. You bring it in. We're ready to go. So, okay. Let's do this one next. So, here we go. I don't know why or how, but when I started to make better descriptions, content, and titles, the views are going down and down currently. So one of the things that I honestly like to be objective is, hey, you're focusing more attention and time on titles, thumbnails, and description. And is it causation or correlation? So is it because you've done that? Or is it because you're not spending a little bit more time on making it appealing for a person? So like, what's going to get that click? What is the thing that's going to get people to click every single time? That's where you need to spend a lot of energy, effort. I can tell you right now that, when we're looking at what do we do for a video, when we come up with an idea, whether I'm working with a client or a student, we really try to identify that before we even actually start creating the content. and like what is going to be the most the most engaging thumbnail and title that will get someone to click. That's what I'm able to do. So be a little patient, really look, and I would observe, be more a student of YouTube, and go watch and see successful YouTubers and see what they do, and start seeing patterns. Those patterns will help you, and it'll help you be a lot better, especially doing what you need to do, which is refine it a little bit better. Okay. Let's go ahead and do a super chat here. Got a super chat coming up, and let's see here. All right. Comes from the Primal Pact. $10 super chat. Appreciate that. We have a new pet channel that wants to entertain as well as educate pet owners on the benefit of raw feeding. How would you balance entertainment videos and education terms of the upload strategy? So that's a great question coming in. I can tell you right now that for a surety, if you want to educate and entertain, that can be done. That is a very effective tactic, but you got to see what's going to be the right type of entertainment that's going to go along with the education. So I always like to try to analyze the audience. And if you could take a step back and say, hey, this is really important, and to the audience that they would find this funny, you can basically engage with them a little bit deeper on this essence of really understanding what humor is or what they would find entertaining. That's what I go. Now, for me, if I was doing a pet channel, sometimes it's the perspective of the camera that can be really, really engaging, and it can be really entertaining, like even strapping a GoPro on the animal and see their perspective of, their life. That can be super entertaining. Also, it's like looking at things that they would find joy with their pets as well can be a very entertaining thing to do as well. So, okay, let's go ahead and do another super chat. And this is coming in from Mike. How critical is it to stay in one niche? I previously did just leadership. Now I'm focused on leadership plus faith-based Christianity. They still have some similarities between them. That's a great question, Mike. My question to you, have you seen my series that I put out called The Chosen? Myself and my partners, we worked really hard to get The Chosen out. You can actually download it on iOS and Android. It's an amazing series. Okay, so I truly do believe that you can hyper-focus and get really specific. And when you say leadership is one niche, I don't really think that's really narrowing down that much. Even taking it a little bit further, where it's like religious-based leadership is a great niche. There's a lot of people that are looking for that, especially in this area. And I don't think that is really too narrow. Now, what would be super narrow is really looking at your potential target audience. One of the things that I look at is like how many people in the world would be really basically be watching this type of content and want to engage with that. That right there is kind of the key of what I look at very specifically. And if it's a few thousand, few 100,000, a million plus, you can basically say, oh, okay, then that would be something that you'd probably want to do or not do depending on the size. And if it's too narrow, you're never going to get the views if that's what you're trying to go after. You're never going to get the mass subscribers if that's what you're going after. So I'd really take a little bit of attention and focus in that as well. Great question, Mike. Okay, so moving on to the next one. Next question coming up. Here we go. If you have a question, just put it right in there. This is coming from Hyper Gamer Network. Been a while since Orlando. Hope you are all well. Well, I appreciate the super chat. That's not a question, but that is more of a comment. But I do appreciate that for sure. So, look, guys, I think at the end of the day, I really love what I do. I love going and being a part of the community. I was actually in Orlando a while back and doing meetups and really helping creators help other creators. It's just what I love to do. Here it goes, another question coming in, and it's coming from Lynn Project. Does a live stream count as an upload on your channel in the algorithm aspect or only actual uploads? Now, this is a great question, and I can tell you that this is something that a lot of creators really want to know. And I can tell you that many years ago, when Super Chat, or not Super Chat, but live streaming happened on YouTube, they were a little separate. And the algorithm is a little bit separate. And so you can see right now, I've been live streaming quite a bit. And there is some difference of when you actually live stream versus doing an upload. But I can tell you, as soon as it processes and it pushes out there, it goes into the upload system, and you're able to, you know, have it be found and have it be connected just like it is a video. This is just a mechanism, just like Premiere is a mechanism for that. Okay, moving on to the next question here. This one is coming from 30 Days Reviews, and it is right here. What if others in your niche are not doing things the way that you like, but are growing fast? I like more polished videos. Thanks for the great information. So that's a good question. There's a lot of different techniques that I like to look at, and I'll be honest with you. One of the things is really being authentic and real and really connecting. And I know that there are some people that view the quality of camera, you know, as something that they can really level up their content. But at the end of the day, content is content. If people are finding value, I've seen some pretty bad shot videos that had a ton of value that still got millions and millions of views, and it can really connect. And I can tell you right now that, that I would focus in on why are those other videos in your niche getting more video views, and really look at what are they saying? What are they doing? Are they changing the camera angle? Are they doing a lot of cuts? You know, what makes that a little bit different? And then really look at, hey, maybe what you're trying to do is leveling up, and that's great, and there might be an audience for it, but there might be something, if there's a lot of competition doing these same things, you might want to analyze what's the impact on the viewer, or what's the viewer trying to see. I always like to really put my you know, my persona in the viewer's persona, and really try to understand what they experience, you know. And if it's something that's distracting or disconnecting, I'm clicking off. I'm going on to that next video, just like a lot of viewers. Great question. This one is coming from James. Here we go, James. If another channel in my niche has a breakout video that's getting a lot of views per hour, and I make a related video, how can I increase the chances of being suggested in the to the next of their video? Okay. So great question. Look, at the end of the day, I can tell you that YouTube cares about who's watching what. A lot of you are watching this content right here on my YouTube channel. This is a live stream, and you're connecting live, right? And I can tell you that some of you are subscribed to Nick Nimmin. And what's going to happen is we have a data correlation, because there's a lot of people that watch my channel that watches his. There's a lot of people on his channel that don't even know I exist, and the same vice versa. But it's more about that data relationship of the viewer, and then when YouTube's really defining who that viewer is. You know, you can get some, you know, some effort and energy through search, in the sense of, you know, showing up for a keyword, and you get enough volume coming in, and you get enough crossover data that YouTube's looking at, then it can be suggested up there. But I can tell you, at the end of the day, this is something that I just like to look at who the ideal viewer is, and really understand, you know, the type of channels and content it likes, and make content like that if that's what I'm passionate about, and that's what you're able to do to succeed. So, all right, so here we go for another one, and I appreciate all these super chats coming in. Like I said, I have a way here in the future to bring people in, and we can have a live dialogue. Can't wait for that. That's coming up here shortly. But let's go ahead and do the next one, coming from... Oh, we already did that one. Let's do this one next. There we go. Abby the Spoon Lady. Okay. Can we talk about how to talk about hot topics, like in political climate, getting dinged by the algorithm, the do's, the don'ts? That's a tough subject. And I can tell you that Over the years, YouTube's getting a lot more sensitive. People are getting a lot more sensitive. And so, they definitely can create flags that come up on content because they might not agree with it. And when they do that, YouTube's going to look at it and it could slow things down, or it can get disconnected. And it's hard. It's hard because YouTube got kind of thrown under the bus with the fake news and all the different things that are going on out there, and so they're really, really ultra sensitive right now. I would say if it's news and reporting, you have a little bit more leeway, but ultimately it's hard to navigate. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not too sure. I just say just do as much as you can. Just be cognizant that it's going to be a little bit more difficult. I know that that's probably not the answer you're looking for, but I can say right now, YouTube's a little weird when it comes to this type of stuff. So, all right, doing the next one coming in. Is it okay to do a variety of content, 3 topics in particular that I'm after, or will this hurt me? It's gaming plus comedy, touching on everyday life issues that affect us in mini explainers and media games. Well, I can tell you this right now. I am outright opposed to making a variety channel. I never seen a variety channel work. They might for one video here and one video there, but if you want constant growth with every videos and really connect with subscribers and have a high subscriber to view ratio, it's really hard to be a variety channel. You actually have to have programming in that niche that really connects. So what I would say is go ahead and look through your library and see very specifically what works for you based off of the views and the engagement. And if you're able to do that, I can guarantee you're going to see a lot more success if you do more stuff like that for sure. Okay, so that coming in, we are doing another one. This is a great question coming in here. What would you consider to be the best investment in your channel? I personally leaning into coaching, but so many others say equipment. Look, I mean, at the end of the day, I can honestly say that equipment's never going to level you up. But if you feel like that's what you need, then definitely spend the time getting that equipment. I think a lot of people need to take a step back and really look at what they're analyzing and how they can improve their content. I can tell you where I'm at right now. I don't know if you noticed the dollar signs and all the other stuff. I'm at Mr. Beast's studio. I'm actually his next door neighbor right now for the next couple months, and I've been working with him for quite some time. We own a couple businesses together, but I can tell you that he has reinvested every dollar back into his company. And if you view your channel as a company, just look to see where you need help. It might be equipment 1 week. It might be or 1 month or whenever that money comes in. It might need some consulting. Just look to see what you need and really analyze that. I always like to make a kind of a do or don't, like things that I need to do, things that I need to improve on. And if you're deficient in those areas that you need a coach, you got a coach. That's what I'd look at for sure. All right, coming to this next one. Appreciate these super chats coming in, guys. Okay, coming from Thomas. I have a tech channel and I see other people in my niche growing fast, yet I only get 1 to 2 subscribers today. Does growth speed up or do I focus on consistency? Now, I could tell you for surety that all of us sometimes start with 0 subscribers or 1 or 2 subscribers a day. The key is really getting those subscribers to come back. So I would look at how many videos do people actually watch on your channel. There's a metric that you can do that. So when they come in, watch a video, they'll see, hey, here's the unique viewers. This is how many videos that they average. I'd look that right in the face and say, okay, how can I improve that number? And how can I make my content a little bit more appealing for when someone comes in? I can guarantee you, and you'll be hearing me talk a lot about this, about talking about acquisition, retention, and churn. That's what YouTube's really focusing in on, and reducing that churn rate. That means getting people, keeping that acquiring them and keeping them longer is key. And if your churn rate's really high, That means they watch videos, they might subscribe, but then they don't watch other videos and they don't watch other videos, and then they just disconnect. That's not a good signal to send to the algorithm for sure. Okay, great question. All right, next question coming in. All right. How do you get out of the browse feature bubble and into suggested videos? I only get 5% views in suggested videos. Now, this is a great question. I love to be a part of browse feature. That means that you're on YouTube homepage. That literally means that you're on YouTube suggestion, you know, like, I'm sorry, YouTube subscriber feed. And I love that. Now, to get more people to or videos to actually show up in suggested videos, you got to make similar type of content that when someone's watching a video, that YouTube's looking in your library and saying, oh, there's a video here that would be really relevant to the person that's actually watching the video. So when they do that, the more people that click on that video, that's where you're going to have that trigger. So there might be some disconnect. I would actually look at your content strategy, how you're engaging with them, and then seeing, hey, is there similar content that you could do? Or when you're actually doing videos within a series. Like I do that all the time. I'm telling you, I want to be able to say, oh, here's video A, B, C, D, and E. They all belong together. That's something that they should watch kind of in an order, and you can kind of organize that in a playlist or what have you. Great question coming here. Now, let's go ahead and do this. I definitely would like to bring someone on. Now, for that, anyone that's in the challenge, go ahead and put in why I should bring you on and have a conversation. Now, 2 requirements. Number 1, you have to have a mic and you have to have your video hooked up. So if you have that, that's great. You can be on mobile. That's something that we can do here. So if you want to do that, put it in the comments here. I definitely would love to bring you on and let you ask your questions to me. And what we're going to do is actually go through a deep dive consultation. So if you would like to do it, we'll go for it. So let's say, who wants to do that? Okay, we got, is Nil going to do it? If Nil, if you're going to do it, let me know, man. I've seen you have a little bit of success here on the challenge. If you're going to do it, let me know, man. All right. Okay, Urban Explorer, are you going to do it? I'm ready for it if you are. Okay, if not, I'm going to answer this. You've got to put in there if you're going to do it. And I'll ping you a link. How's that sound? All right, so I would love the Urban Explorer to come on, but I haven't seen him reply yet. Like everybody's saying, hey, let's do it. Okay, there we go. We got it. So let me just go ahead and grab a link here, and I'm going to go into Facebook. I'm sorry, I got it. Like that's the only way I can do it. I don't think we're connected any other way, but I'm gonna hit you in Facebook, and we should be able to get you on here. In fact, I'll do this. I'll do this. Christina, if you could help me, that would be great. Because I know you're connected with him, and I know I am too, I think, but we'll go ahead. If you could give him this link, that would be awesome. Let me get that link. Now, this would be cool because I can bring you guys in, and I wanted to see who was on and let you guys come on here and have some fun. This would be awesome. Okay. If I can get this to go here. There we go. Okay, Christina, I just sent you the link. So if you want to do that, that would be great. I'm going to answer a couple more questions. We'll see if Neil comes on, and we'll go from there. So Christina, if you can help me out, that'd be awesome. Okay. All right, so the cool thing is once we do this, we're going to be able to have a conversation. He was able to have a lot of success. This is some of the success that a lot of you have had as of late. And I love the 30-day creator challenge. We'll kind of see this and get him on here in a second, but you can see a lot of you having this success because you are following the method of really helping creators or I'm sorry, viewers really understand the type of content you're making. And hopefully we can get him on here in a second or two. Looking for that. If not, let me go from there. Oh, there he is. Let me see here. Okay, so this is something that I know that all of you are looking at. These are every one of you guys that have contributed into the 30-day challenge. You're starting to see more success because you're focusing in on people. And those people are watching your videos. And you can see there's a lot of great information that's out there that's really helping you really be successful at this. If you're not a part of the 30-day creator challenge, I'd encourage you to go to 30daycreatorchallenge.com and go in there. So hopefully, Neil, I hope you got that. I don't see you on yet. Hopefully that's working for you. As soon as you jump on, I will see that. But it's just like the things are getting better and better every single time, you know, which I love. Okay, so going back to this, so as we're getting Neil get ready to go, I'll take a few more questions. Hopefully he'll jump on here in a second. Oh, looks like he's coming on right now. We'll get you focused in on. He's getting his mic all ready to go. That's good. You're a little out of focus, but I'll pull you on right now. How's it going?
Good evening. How are we doing?
Hello. What time is it where you're at? It's like, it has to be like...
Oh, it's only early. It's only 4. It's only 12 or 1:15 in the morning.
A 1:45 in the morning. There you go. I mean, your day's just getting started, right?
Well, I'm currently doing up a brand new van, so it's 12 hours days working on the van, and then you've got to come in, and I'm currently probably around about 5 or 6 videos behind on what I'm doing, purely because I just haven't got the time to do the van and do the editing. But the content that I've been putting out, and basically going off the suggestions you've been saying and looking at what people want, it's just gone bump. The channel is just, I mean,
I'm really ecstatic to what's going on. When I saw that you're getting results, I was like really excited about that. But let's take a step back, and why don't you introduce what you do on YouTube and how long you've been a part of this YouTube journey and what you've done getting up to this point before you started to have the stuff take off.
Basically, I started the channel. I started YouTube 2 years ago. Started doing cryptocurrency. I found it just wasn't me. It wasn't what it was boring. It stepped me into YouTube. So 9 months ago, I basically decided that I was going to give up YouTube, but I'd already bought the ticket for VidSummit. So I was like, what should I do? So I spoke to Christina, spoke to other couple of friends like Beanie and Paul Peck, and I'd been building vans and camper vans for 10 years, just, you know, as for myself to go away in. So I thought, well, why not do a van channel? just do a van life channel. So I ended up doing a van life channel. 9 months later, it's been monetized. It's got it had 1,000 subscribers up until just before starting the 30-day challenge. It's now got 1,500 subscribers.
Oh wow!
So within 30 to 40 days, I've gone from 1,000 to 1,500. But more than the subscribers and more than the views, the people that have come and joined the channel, interacting with the channel. If I put things on the community feed, people are getting involved. It's nice to build a community, because you know the people that watch and you know the people that join in are going to give value to the community, and they're going to give you the watch time. And you know the videos, the people watching longer, they're watching more, and it's kind of, in one way it's kind of scary, because it's like, oh, people actually like this rubbish that I'm putting out.
Well, you see this rubbish. Come on now.
No, but it's in a, you know, in a humbling kind of way. It's like I'm nothing special. I'm not a, you know, I'm a bit of a crank. I'm a bit of a crackpot. But people enjoy. I think it's just the normality of somebody who's not a trained mechanic, who's not qualified in doing anything is building things and putting things together, which, my motto is, whatever you do, do it well. And whoever you are, you can do it. People can do anything.
Well, that's why I love YouTube. I'll be honest with you, and I want to tell you why. Is because there is literally a channel for every person in the world. There's if you're interested in this, there's a channel for it. If you're interested in that, there's a channel for it. And so I want to know, what was some aha moments that you had along the way of the 30-day challenge? Was it luck, or was you able to apply a few things? Like, let's give us a rundown.
See, I've as well as the 30-day challenge, I have a team, and I can call them a team. Even though I'm a tiny drop in the ocean in YouTube, I have a team of people behind me that I call the literally family and friends, like the people I've just mentioned. And we do try and do the best we can. We do try and pull each other up when things are wrong. But going into the 30-day challenge, one of the main things is make more time for thumbnails. Don't just, because I used to be the worst person in the world. I'd make a good thumbnail, but it would just be, I'll grab that bit of the screen, that looks nice, I'll polish it up in Photoshop. But now I'm like, okay, let me think of a thumbnail.
Yeah, let's stop right there. Like, how much time now do you put into the thumbnail versus the old way of doing things? Like, I really want to know that for sure.
Well, I try now to make 3 or 4 different thumbnails, because you've learned through doing it, you can change your thumbnail. If it's not working and it's going down in views, change the thumbnail. So I now try and make 3 or 4 thumbnails. Now, where I used to spend 10 minutes making a thumbnail, I can now spend a whole day making 2 or 3 thumbnails, and then even then you go back and go, no, that can be that can be done differently. It's just a whole new it's more work. Yeah. And it is more work, but it's the more work and the more effort that you put into it, the more that you sort of realize, without putting the work and effort in, you do get nowhere. Because there's people out there that blow up all of a sudden overnight. That does happen. I'm not one of them channels, and probably 99% of the people on YouTube aren't one of them channels. So you do have to use best practices. You do have to follow proven and things that work. It's and I am the greatest person in the world. I'm one of the people that goes, nah, won't work, but it does. And it sincerely does.
Well, and here's the thing, and I honestly believe that there's a lot of creators out there that will look at a video and they'll see, oh, there's like 5 million views or 10 million views or 100 million views, and the thumbnail sucks. And they're like, well, that doesn't make any sense. Like, I don't need to do thumbnails. Look at this video over here. But in the essence of it, it's like, if you want to replicate it time and time again, you actually need to take time on really thinking what is going to get people to click. And so
even down to the fact that when I'm making thumbnails now, I will look at the thumbnail and then I'll screenshot it and shrink it down so it's mobile size. I will look at it and go, can you read the writing? Can you see the writing? Can you make out what it is? There's a whole different aspect now, because we know that so much YouTube is watched on mobile. We now have to think mobile thumbnails, because we can't put tiny little, people go for crazy tiny little letters and you just can't see this stuff.
I 100% think that everyone should go and watch YouTube on a mobile device and you got to watch it where you want to, but like when you're thinking of the audience first, I'd go on mobile, because that's where most of the traffic's coming from. I mean, it's crazy. I look at some channels that have 95% that's on mobile, but they design on desktop, and they're looking on desktop. They don't even see how their viewers are even engaging with their content. They don't even know how it looks, which is so surprising. So, so did you actually went through the thumbnail training that I put out there? Did that cause you to take a step back and realize, oh man, I could do so much better?
It's all the advice and all the stuff that you've said. It's kind of made you. It's made me second guess everything that I was doing, and with second guessing everything, it's brought on more views, more watch time. It's kind of like, I thought I was doing things right, and I thought what I was doing was the right way, but then you kind of realize, okay, it's not necessarily the wrong way, but there is a better way, and there's a more efficient and there's a more productive way of doing it that will gain you more success.
Yeah, I can guarantee you, one of the things that my students, all my students will attest to this. I'm like, got to look for patterns. And when you realize that there's a higher than normal amount of people clicking on a specific type of thumbnail, and you can see that there's a pattern in that, and there might be an element or a thing, that's the trigger. I mean, when you realize, oh, this is how I can do this thumbnail, this is how I can do that thumbnail, and that's how you truly engage an audience, because it's not rocket science. I mean, you literally look at how what's going to grab your attention. What, you're competing with a lot of different videos out there. What's going to make you stand out even more? And I like to even drill a little bit deeper. I got some training coming out, hopefully next week, that's going to help everyone really see thumbnails a little bit differently, exactly how you're seeing it as a viewer. And hopefully it's going to help you make more content better, because it's all about that click to really trigger. But have you noticed that there was like a thumbnail that worked for you, and what kind of take me through that process?
The thumbnails that I've been using lately, I've never been a fan of kind of not using text. I've never been a fan of using arrows, but then you start testing things and you start using arrows and you start using no text and you start using minimal words and, going in and just making the thumbnail look more appealing. And these things really work, and they really do. Even down to one of the main things that I've found, apart from thumbnails, is going in and tagging things. Like you said the other week, don't just use one word tags. Go in and write a sentence like how we fitted a fan in a van, how we installed a rooftop fan in a van. Don't use a few tags. Don't go overboard, but it's small. It's the small changes that make the big difference.
I always say it's the small tweaks that make the big peaks. You hear me that. I pretty much say that all the time. But
yeah.
Okay, so you've seen a lot of success. You've been working on this channel for a while. You had 1,000 subscribers. You were able to see an increase of your content. I saw a beautiful, data point where it's like, here's your views, and it just went up way high.
And it was the start of the 30-day challenge. If you notice, it was when I started changing the thumbnails. I started changing the way I was sort of doing small little adjustments, and then all of a sudden, the baseline has kind of crept up, and then all of a sudden, it's just gone bump. And then it's leveled out again, which is nice, because if it can keep doing that, going up and up and up, then I as a creator, then I can't ask for any more.
Yeah. And I could say that I think a lot of creators think that their thumbnail's really good when they're really not.
No.
They're really excited about, hey, I got a high click-through rate percentage. It's like 7%. I'm like, well, you might want to really analyze that. We actually look at who's going to be the most apt to click on a specific title or thumbnail. And if you get it really narrowed in, I mean, on release of content, I've seen people be as high as 70% click-through rate, and it's with a lot of impressions too. And then it goes down to about 20, 30, somewhere in that range. And then when it goes out to more and more people, it gets down to about like an 18, 20 range.
Yeah.
But like I can honestly say that when YouTube is watching the viewer and it sees them scroll past or swipe past your thumbnail and you don't grab their attention, that is a sign right there that they're going to be less likely to show your content to that viewer, because they just kind of skipped over it. And so,
yeah, I mean, one of the big things for me is, and this sounds, this is a small drop in the ocean, but I'm now gaining, I'd say, 10 subscribers a day, which is it's small, but 12 months ago, if I wanted to get, I was looking at 10 subscribers a month. So the good thing about that now is that I'm getting people coming to me through other van channels that I actually personally watch myself and say, oh, I've seen your video, it was recommended to me after watching this channel. And that's kind of nice, because you know things are working. If people are coming to you that are being recommended from the content that you watch yourself, then it's you can't do any more than that, in my eyes.
Well, I mean, I look at it as this way is, you're just on the verge to really take off. And I've been looking and watching your channel, and I've been looking at all the people that are doing assignments. When I say tag me, I'm actually going in and looking at what you're doing and if you're applying. Some of you say that you're doing it, and it's very apparent that you're not. And that's okay, because we're all in different parts of our journey. But I noticed that you are putting a lot more effort into your content.
Yeah,
and
I am in YouTube to this. I want this to be. I mean, before the whole COVID-19, I was a full-time professional DJ in the United Kingdom, which I have been for 20 years. Now I want to travel Europe and the world in the van that I've built, living off YouTube. That is and that will happen. And
so you will live in a van down by the river.
I will be that guy with the banjo fishing.
I love it. I love it. All right. Well, one last thing. Is there any advice? I mean, I know that you were going to give up, and you flew over to Vid Summit, and you're like, hey, Vid Summit, blah, blah, blah. You kind of drink the Kool-Aid a little bit or something. I don't know. Like, give people advice, because there's a lot of people that are frustrated that they're not seeing success. What advice would you give them? And then I want some words of wisdom after that, like things that you learned in this challenge or just in the last few months that's really helped you succeed.
The one piece of advice that I would give, which has worked for me, and I can't emphasize this more than anything, is just be you. Don't try and be something that you're not. Don't try and be. The audience will fish out the fake. If you're trying to be someone or be something that you're clearly not, then just stop, because you're not. It will burn you out, like it done with me. And then I've done the new channel. I've been me. I've not kind of worried about the perfections of me being imperfect. I've just been me, and it's shown really well. The words of wisdom would be that titles and thumbnails are the two most important things that you can use to grow your videos and your channel.
Yeah, because if they don't click, they're never going to watch. If they never watch, they never subscribe, and they won't watch again, right? So,
but also make sure that the content is watchable as well. Don't be putting, you can't have great thumbnails and great titles with absolute garbage content. You've got to keep people, the way I do videos now, I kind of make them a little bit quicker, and I'm kind of, it's snappy. It's like one thing to another, and people are really enjoying it, because it's not a long-winded process of doing a task. It's a short 5 to 10 minute video, which, it's, for me, it works. And it works for me. It mightn't work for everybody, but what I'm doing with what I've been told is working. So thank you.
Well, I can say I've been really impressed with your content as of late. I can tell that you're actually thinking about the viewer more than you're thinking about yourself. You're thinking about, okay, what is that viewing experience? And I noticed that there has been that shift, and I think that everyone should take a step back and realize, I'm actually needed to entertain someone or educate someone, or, if not, they're not going to watch more than 2 seconds of the video, and that's going to hurt you. It doesn't matter how amazing your title or thumbnail is. You got to bring that value in.
The bonus with that as well is I'm actually having more fun. I'm having more fun making the videos, because I can if the audience are reacting to what I'm doing, which is just being me, which is nobody special, but people seem to enjoy it. That's even better. They're liking the stuff that I'm putting out, and it's genuine stuff it's genuine creation that I'm putting out, which is it's really nice that I don't have to fake it. Which is a massive bonus, but it's I can't complain with YouTube at the minute. For me, it's it's brilliant. It really is.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I've been on YouTube since 2005, and I just love what I do. I've been out here in North Carolina helping a really small creator. His name's Mr. Beast. I don't know if you've heard of him, but he's just a little guy.
Yeah,
But he was just shy of 500 million video views this last month, and we've been working really hard. And not that was just accrued in 28 days, mind you. But we've been working really hard to get people wanting to watch more, and then doing a lot bigger spectacle type videos. And I did kind of came up with an idea for him. It's called the Would You Rather series, and it was great to see, a video that there's a lot of energy and effort from a big team and really talented people bringing it together, and to see it get 20 million views in just, a few days. And you're like, okay,
if he does need somebody to catch money from a crane, then let me know. I mean, I don't think we can fly out of the UK right now, and I'm pretty sure that the van won't get over there, but I'm game.
Well, I'm still trying to figure out how you're going to go around the world in your van, but I guess
that's what we can do. Europe,
something.
Well, we can do Europe. We've got Europe. We've got Norway. That side. I've just got to try and get from Russia over to Alaska. That's the bit. But it will happen, and I will do it. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I will do it. I don't know how, but it will be done.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for joining me, and I just keep us up on the success. And one thing that I want you to understand, you were on the verges of giving up, and you actually found accountability partners and that are friends that encourage you to just kind of push through it. And it wasn't until you actually started creating content that you're passionate about. And
that's the thing.
You're like, okay, this is not just a thing. This is something I love doing. I'm having fun. This is great. And it shows. And that's when you're able to see that massive growth here on YouTube.
If you don't enjoy what you're doing, then kind of my philosophy is, what's the point? If you're not enjoying it, then don't just, you're wasting your time and everybody else's time, but just enjoy what you're doing and make honest content.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Appreciate you.
Wasn't this fun? Thank you for the words of wisdom.
Just be able to jump on fairly quickly and have a good conversation.
It didn't cost me a penny. I feel like I've sort of won something, but it's not cost me nothing.
Yeah, you just wait. All right. All right. Well, thank you so much. I'm going to continue to answer questions. Appreciate him coming on. And we're going to bring another person on here in a minute. But before we do, go ahead and ask your questions in the chat, and we'll kind of pull those in as much as we can. And my whole thing is, I truly, truly, truly do believe that what he was able to do is he created a pivot point on, he was creating content about cryptocurrency, and he wasn't as passionate on it. And he found his passion. He actually came and surrounded himself by like-minded creators, created, accountability partnership, and gained some great friends over the pond and around his neighborhood and all that other stuff. And then he actually started creating content that he wanted to make, which was van life and actually remodeling a van and then driving that van around the world. I mean, that's ultimately why I love YouTube so much. I mean, it's just so great. Okay, so if you have a question, go ahead and put it in the chat. I'll go ahead and throw up those questions and answer those. And then, one of these guys, one of these times, I'm going to pull someone on and we're going to have a conversation. So let's go ahead and do this next question here, coming from Funnacl. What would you say Mr. Beast niche is? I could tell you right now, he definitely entertainment, but it's more about the spectacle. And you might say, oh, he doesn't have a niche. There's no niche. But if you go and look at his content and really drill down, there definitely is. He loves hanging out with his friends and doing challenges and really helping people. That's kind of his jam. So, giving away money, helping people, doing spectacles, that's where it's at. In fact, We're actually flying out tomorrow on an amazing shoot, and it's going to be fun. But here's the issues. Like one of his key talent, he just had a baby. Chris, just his wife had a baby, and they had a beautiful little boy named Tucker. And he's kind of without his full ensemble of his crew, but his whole essence of it is having fun with his friends, and also giving them money and having them do wacko challenges or spectacle challenges, or even engaging with people that are on YouTube or in his area and helping them as well. Great question. Let's go ahead and hit the next question here, coming from Joseph Royal. So the next question is, hey, Derral, love the online content from VidSummit 2018 to 2019. Do you still recommend amazing custom thumbnails for your thumbnails? If not, what do you do? Okay, so for me, like I think everyone should spend more time, energy, and effort on their content. And content is definitely their title thumbnail. If you can't afford a thumbnail designer, there are services out there that can do it. I use amazingcustomthumbnails.com, where I send my clients to all the time. But ultimately, I want them to hire someone very specifically for them if they can afford it. Just like really focus one designer on them. But I do love the service there. It's been great. Okay. Next question is coming from, let's see here. If the algorithm really cares about metadata, why do videos without keywords or tags get more views? For example, the bear sits next to the man video. Okay, so go ahead and look at the tags for Mr. Beast. You ain't gonna see much. They don't care. I think you need to go back, and I don't know if you're part of the journey of the 30-day creator challenge. I actually encourage you to watch my VidCon presentation I did last year. And the year before. And a part of that is really understanding that the AI is automatically creating tags. And I just did a video on how to optimize your videos for YouTube. You can find it on this channel. It's probably down in the description below this live stream. And I basically said that YouTube doesn't really care about tags. And so, go ahead and do that. Now, I'm going to always do tags until I take that feature away, because every little bit might help. And if it's just for a misspelling or something else, that's where it's at. So great question. Good question. I do want to pull somebody else on. So if you want to do that, go ahead and put that in there as well. Love to have that connection with you. I'd like to have this conversation. So if you have that, here we go. Okay. Here's a great question coming in. Okay. So I have a high CTR, 15%, and retention is 55% for a 2-minute video with 10,000 views each. What more does it take to the algorithm pick up my videos? Well, I can tell you if it's a 2-minute video, they better watch 80% of that, because you're losing half the people through half your video. And at the end of the day, it's like if there's a video that actually has 60% of the people finishing it and yours only has 55%, then I would be fixing that 55%. And you can actually toggle that between the relative retention and absolute retention on that graph in that data. And it can tell you exactly if you're above or below normal. But I can tell you for a 2-minute video, my tolerance level is actually pretty high. So if half of the people or almost half of the people are jumping off, I'd focus in on that, because that's not too great. Okay. Let's go ahead and if you want to ask a question, just go ahead and jump on. Now, if you're a part of the 30-Day Creator Challenge on Facebook, go ahead, or on Discord, go ahead and put that in there. I might have to connect with you via Facebook or Discord. So go ahead and put that in there. That'd be great. You have to have a camera and a mic so we can have a conversation. That'd be great. So, all right. Who else? All right. Let me see if I can throw this on. Getting another question here coming up. Okay, because this is a great question from Bonnie. I'm worried about that I lost an opportunity as my phone, aka camera, broke just when my channel was peaking and I lost momentum. Will this mess up the algorithm? Look, at the end of the day, it's all about traffic and momentum. Traffic and momentum. And, you know, I can honestly say that if you, you know, I'm sorry, I'm turning off the audio here. But if you actually, you know, lose that momentum, it's okay. You can always get it back. You really can. And all you need to do is start being consistent and really focusing in on it. If that's the only way that you can upload content, that's kind of hard if you don't have that. So, you know, you can get it back, but you just need to make sure that you're engaging with them. So, Bonnie, I'm going to give you a tip. I'm going to give you a way that you can engage people while you're getting your phone fixed. Does that sound good? That sounds good. You should use the community tab if you have that option. If not, I would encourage maybe like-minded creators out there to push some of your videos in their community tab. You can still get some momentum happening on your videos. I would also add videos to playlists that actually creates a digital fingerprint that the bot goes out and really looks at your content. You can do that, but ultimately I'd get uploading those videos because that's kind of key. And don't take too big of a period off. Now, YouTube will still get you views the next time you upload. They're not going to punish you, but if you really want to get that momentum going, the more that you upload, the more that your videos could be suggested because of that that relationship. But keep in mind, you don't want to do it so much that your content is actually an underperforming content, because that could be a negative effect as well. So let's go ahead and that community tab is by far really good. Let's do this question next. Gaming. Here we go. I'm trying to switch games on YouTube gaming channel. Do you have any tips without losing my supporters? Now, I can tell you that, you know, gaming is a very finicky thing. And I know because I've helped a lot of gamers actually with their YouTube channel, and people, you know, they're going for the personality, but they're also going for the game. And so you have to kind of weigh that out. I would kind of start focusing in on another content. So if you post 3 times a week, maybe one of the videos a week is another, you know, another title that you're playing, and then kind of phasing that out. Or you can just kind of pull that Band-Aid off very quickly and do it. And you know that a lot of people are not going to be engaged with you as much because of the game. But it's a tough thing. You know, this one thing that a content creator, I mean, imagine if, you know, you have someone like Laserbeam decides to play, you know, My Little Pony games or something like that. You know, it's going to definitely disconnect. Now, it's still going to be funny because whatever I watch, Lannon is super funny. I love his stuff, and he'll come up with quirky things, and I'm more tied to him and not necessarily his gameplay, because, you know, he's very, very entertaining. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's do another question. Will this stream be available tomorrow? I really need to sleep. Go to sleep. That's fine. It'll be here. It's on the channel here for sure. Okay, so let's go ahead and see if we can get another person all lined up to be on this stream. So if you want to be a part of that, make sure you have your mic and stuff on. Dr. Eckberg, I was wondering if you wanted to jump on. I'm just trying to take a look at some people. Would love to have you on if you can. I don't know if it's you or Pam, but if you go ahead and put that in that comment, I can send you something. That would be great. Gonna get a few more questions out here. I'll tell you what, I really am loving this challenge. I love to see all the people really coming in and coming in clutch of getting their content and really doing it. Okay, so the next one here. How do we analyze relative audience retention? Does it compare my videos to videos in the same topic and similar length, or just similar length? Thank you for everything. Well, so relative attention is looking at the content itself and seeing the data relationship between the other content that's out there. It's also looking at the similar type of length. It's not going to be the exact length, but it's going to be within a reasonable amount. And I can tell you, YouTube looks at this very closely. And if your stuff is average, you need to get it above average. That's when you toggle that, it needs to definitely be above average. That would be awesome if you could focus in on that. Keep in mind that YouTube is looking at it from a viewing perspective, and they're starting to introduce channels now when your viewers are online or your optimal viewers are online. But they're also showing some people are in beta right now which channels are actually the best channels that would be your subscribers or else, or the most engaged. Okay, let's go ahead and jump on. All right. All right. So what we're going to do here. So James, I'm going to go ahead and send you this. Hopefully we're connected into Facebook or something. I'm going to go ahead and send you a link, and you should be able to, let's see, there you are. I'm sending you a message right now in Facebook, and you can actually get on, and we can have a chat. So let's go ahead and do that. You should see here that momentarily. We'll get you on. I'm going to answer a couple more questions. I'll kind of be on the lookout to make sure that you're able to come on. And then Dr. Ekberg, I'll bring you on as well. Let me get you a link as well, because I definitely want to have that conversation as well. So give me 1 second. Let me get that link for you. I love this. I love that I'm able to pull you guys on and we can have a conversation. Now, I can tell you this. I can guarantee you, we will have this more refined when I actually have people helping. I'm actually doing all the switching and everything myself. And it's okay. I mean, I don't mind it. Okay. Let's go ahead. And I am sending another one out so we can get that going. And we'll bring one at a time. Okay, so let me go ahead and grab a couple more questions as they're coming on. All righty. Uh-oh. Here we go. Give me a second here. Great question. Okay, so it looks like we have our next guest on. So, hey, how's it going?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Doing fantastic. So whereabouts in the world are you?
So I'm in the UK, east of England.
Okay. So cool. We got two people from the UK coming on, which is great. And so it's super late at night, I guess. Thanks for staying up.
Yeah, kind of nearly 1:30, but no, thank you.
Yeah. As he drinks coffee right now to stay awake. So why don't you take a second and share with everybody what you're doing on YouTube, and let's just kind of jump in. I noticed that you've been having success too. I've been looking in the groups and seeing you're able to do that. So just take a minute, kind of explain, what you're doing on YouTube.
Cool. So my channel is all about helping runners. I'm a sports rehab therapist here in the UK, which is similar to what you guys in the States would know as an athletic trainer. And really, I started my channel as really an accompaniment to my blog back in, what would have been 2010, 2011, and didn't really take YouTube very seriously. It was more just a place just to really host my videos and then embed the videos into the blog. And then I realized that I was getting some traction, albeit small traction. I thought I'd better take it a bit more seriously. And the big thing for me over the years in terms of, I suppose, limiters has been consistency and understanding. Maybe I was slow on the uptake, but understanding that being consistent is huge has really helped me over the last few months in particular. And getting into a bit of a rhythm has made such a difference. And then obviously beginning to understand what it is I'm trying to do, because running such a broad topic, right?
Yes, very much so. And
how I'm trying to help people has helped me really try and dial in the programming on the channel. And the first thing it got us to do in terms of looking back at old content and see what was working, all of a sudden made a lot of sense in my mind in terms of what YouTube thinks my channel is versus what I think it is, are two perhaps different things.
Yeah, I really like that exercise, and you can only play that card so much because all your old content doesn't perform, but it gets the momentum going, it gets the ideas going. For me, like I want to kind of break down the consistency and what you've been able to do to be more consistent. Was it the consistently uploading videos that you saw a big increase, or was it just being more consistent in the way that you deliver, or a little bit of both? You want to give us a little bit more, thought on that?
I think it is a bit of both, to be honest. I think showing up is massively important, first and foremost. But getting a bit of a feel for what's getting some traction. I don't know how many people here are kind of aware of things going on in the running world, but when we had Eliud Kipchoge, the elite marathoner, breaking the 2-hour mark, that was and that was last year. But that was something that I jumped on as an opportunity to make some content around, and seeing that got some traction, then making some more content off the back of that has really helped to begin to, particularly from a browse features point of view, begin to push a lot of momentum. And then from there, it's a case of, well, what can I do to kind of capitalize on that with the sorts of topics I was talking about around those videos.
Yeah, and go a little bit more in depth on that. I think this would be interesting for people to realize how you analyzed that and how you made that adjustment and started making content.
It was really a case of trying to look at the videos that were sending traffic to my video, if that makes sense. So looking at the suggested videos, and understanding what kinds of topics those videos were covering, and what kind of topics those channels were covering, and within the same kind of vertical, and then just trying to think about how I could deliver similar value on similar topics, and really answer the questions or answer the needs that those potential viewers may have had on the same topic. Does that make sense?
Yeah, very much so, very much so. And I think that, I think your content, on running, this is something that every creator can really digest. Is if you're training for a marathon, that takes dedication, that takes getting up and pushing the limits of getting a little bit further each time and increasing your pace each time and so on and so forth. But also qualifying for, like, let's say the Boston Marathon or whatever it may be, it's going to take even further dedication. But there's so many different ways that you can train. There's so many different ways that you can expand that. And that's what I mean by YouTube creators. Like, there's so many different other ways that you can actually figure out how to get your momentum where it needs to be in your rhythm. But one thing is needed, which is consistency. And it's consistency for the viewer, because if the viewer clicks on and starts to watch stuff and they're like, wait, this is not as good as the last stuff that I did, or it's not there, whatever, or they don't see your content anymore, then they're not going to be as engaged with your content. And so that consistency is key. Any advice that you give people that are taking the challenge or here on YouTube? Is there anything that you learned a part of this 30-day creator challenge, or since you've been on YouTube, that can be beneficial for everyone?
Yeah, I think a lot of the time we talk about target audiences and things like that, and something that's helped me a great deal, even though I dialed in, and I've tried a few times over the years to really dial in who my ideal kind of target viewer is, and I felt I had a good handle on that. I think that made a real difference in recent times has been to focus on the kind of almost the need that viewer has rather than the viewer itself. So to say runners in general is too broad, but instead think about, let's say, so a big thing from my point of view, and it's super niche and it's super geeky, but to focus on running technique. Lots of people, a small percentage of the runners out there will be searching that, but that small percentage still represents a massive bunch of people. And all of a sudden looking at that need, right, what videos can I make to answer that need, rather than what videos can I make to entertain runners in general, which is a way harder thing to nail down.
Yeah, and I can honestly say that there's one thing that I think everyone should do, and I did a video, and it was really kind of a documentary type style on the Ohana family, Ohana adventure, and I like to really look at this. It's like all of us want to succeed, but I think the key is analyzing who our content is for. But also making mistakes and then realizing, oh, you made a mistake and how to improve and really going from there. But what I love about that story was they created content for one type of demographic and then they went all around everywhere else. And then they ended up, when they started to really identify who their audience was, it was the audience that they were trying to target when they had 100 subscribers. And that's when they seen the biggest growth. And I want everyone to realize that when you understand why you're creating content and you're passionate for it and you understand who's going to be watching it and you really see that ideal audience, that's when YouTube can do its job, which is find more people like that. So, hey, congratulations on that. Excited to see your channel. What type of growth did you have just as of late, just being a little bit more consistent?
So I've gone from, if we talk about daily, I've gone from round about Christmas doing around about kind of between 75 to 100 a day to doing about 300 a day at its peak over the last week or so, and it's dropped off a little bit over the last few days, but as you know, these things come and go. But the baseline has shifted fantastically, so I'll share some screenshots in the Facebook group as well. But I'm really pleased with that.
Screenshots, because it is about the baselines. I mean, you can always have the peaks. I mean, you're going to have valleys, but we want to get those valleys a little bit higher than they were last time. So
yeah, exactly.
Well, thank you so much for jumping on. Really appreciate it.
Not a problem. Is there any chance I'll ask you a question that I think
Absolutely.
A lot of people in the Facebook group? Yeah, I know that a lot of people in the Facebook group would probably appreciate this. So there's been a lot of talk about sharing links on social media, and whether or not to post on Facebook, etc. And a lot of people have kind of taken the message of don't post at all on Facebook, etc. And my question to you around that is looking at the data from traffic sources, looking at my external data, external traffic source, and the Facebook traffic source inside that. Some of those, because I'm posting to a Facebook group, which again represents target audience, etc., and a Facebook page that again represents target audience, that's some of my best average view duration. And is that, if I can see that traffic is quality traffic in terms of average view duration, does it make sense to post to Facebook, or should it be a blanket don't do it?
Look, that's a complicated question, but I'm going to answer it as simply as I can. If you're going to post the video in a video share group or even in the 30-day creator challenge, it's not the best idea for you, unless it's teaching people how to improve their content, and that's what they're there for in that group. I can tell you though, right now, there's never in a million years that you'd have me actually put a preview window in Facebook. I want a link, and I want to get, so it doesn't have a preview, I'll put a picture or whatever. So when they click on it, it actually takes them to YouTube instead of having them watch in Facebook in general, because I did a test when real-time analytics came out, and again the year after that and the year after that, of seeing how many people would watch a video and how many was actually being picked up coming from Facebook, because there is a little discrepancy between Facebook and YouTube. They just kind of don't like each other. They want to keep everything just right here and there. And then YouTube's very sensitive about bots that are actually in Facebook and they're being watched, and it's not an actual view. They can't prove it's an actual view, so it's kind of hard to validate it, because there's so many different people that were doing view botting, through that. So,
yeah, cool. Okay, great. That helps. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right. Okay. Thanks for jumping on. Okay. So if you have a question, go ahead and, there we go. Go ahead and jump right in. Ask your question. I think the next one's coming from this. Okay. So for 1 hour videos, how long does it take to upload? Because I have a personal Wi-Fi, 2 megabit per second. I started uploading 3 days ago and it's not there yet. It's still at 20%. What should I do? Oh my goodness, man. I feel for you. I don't know where in the world you're at. I understand it takes a while to upload. Here's the thing. It's, YouTube's as fast as your provider. Not here, but at my other office, I have a dedicated bandwidth. I mean, I don't share any bandwidth with anyone else on YouTube or not on YouTube. I'm on the internet. And they're 100% the when I go on, there's no bandwidth issues or whatever. I can upload a 10 gigabyte file in about a minute and a half, if that, and it doesn't take very long. Now it takes a long time to process, but it doesn't take a long time to upload. So based off of your speeds, I would definitely try to find a place that you can actually find some faster internet, whether that be at an Apple store or something that you need to do. Hopefully Elon Musk is getting us the global satellite that will solve that problem for you wherever you're at in the world, which I'm hoping that they'll do. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and hopefully Dr. Ekberg is getting ready to come on. I gave him a link, and hopefully that you are jumping on because I was hoping to cue you in a little bit faster than this. So if you wouldn't mind, hopefully that link works that I gave you. Oh, he's having a camera issue. Okay. Well, dang it. Let me go ahead, and if you have any more questions, go ahead and put it in there. I'm going to probably take one or two more questions. I would love to pull somebody on. If he's not able to come on, I'll get one last person to jump on. And that would be great. So let me go ahead and give you this comment coming from Beanie. It took me 20 minutes to upload a 3 gigabyte file for my last video, so that's a big improvement from my 1 megabit upload speeds. I'll tell you what, I was in your country once, Beanie, twice, and I tried to upload something and I got frustrated. I had to go find an Apple store to upload it because like the bandwidth, I don't know what was going on in Australia, but it was a little crazy. Okay. All right, so I'm trying to grab somebody else on. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna make a new link real quick. And Tom, if you want to come on, I'm gonna give you a link in Facebook, and hopefully that works here for you. Give me 1 second. So Tom, go ahead and check your Facebook Messenger. Hopefully you're ready to go if you want to jump on. If not, I'll wait for Dr. Ekberg's camera issues to get resolved. Okay. All right. Here's another question coming in. Should I publish 5 to 10 videos at the same time if I launch a new channel? I've uploaded multiple videos, haven't published anything. Okay, so I can tell you right now, there is so many different issues that you face when you're uploading content. I like to have at least 1 or 2 videos published when I'm getting ready to launch a new YouTube channel, and then be very consistent after that, whether it's once a week, 3 times a week, every other week, just be very consistent. And so I'd encourage you to really take the time that is necessary to make good quality content. And then once you have it ready to go, you can use the schedule button. You can schedule it all out and then get it ready to go and, push it out and promote it in the ways that you want to push and promote. But I definitely would take the time and energy and effort to have just a couple videos ready to go. So when somebody comes in and watches one video, they're going to be more apt to watch too. So hopefully that answers your question there. There are people that upload multiple pieces of content. And if you're a part of the 30-Day Creator Challenge, we talked about there's channels that are browse and then channels that are suggestion. The number one channel that makes the most money and gets the most watch time is WWE. And they have like 75,000 videos, and they upload about 50 videos a day. And so you can get views that way. And there is ways, but you have to hit publish and so on. But ultimately I would take time and make really good content if you don't have a vast library of good quality content that you can upload. So, all right. Okay. So yes, WWE is huge, massive. Okay. So we got a super chat coming in while we're waiting for that. Here we go. Will you have a form we can fill out when we come on live with you? We will definitely in the future. I just decided this is something I wanted to do just a few minutes before we started. I'm like, hey, I'm going to go ahead and do this. Bring you guys on. Go from there. And it looks like most of them are having camera issues. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take a couple questions, and then we'll kind of end this thing. But I want to just challenge you guys all to really go back through the material I gave you, the assignments that I gave you for the 30-Day Creator Challenge. If you're not a part of the 30-Day Creator Challenge, look at the success of people that they're having it. Basically, the success is off the chain. If you will focus the energy and effort into really putting out amazing content. And I really do believe that once you understand the elements that we're talking about, of really working on your click-through rate, working on your title, your thumbnail, getting people to want to watch more than one video, that's going to really help you get that success that you're needing. And ultimately, at the end of the day, I want to make sure that you're successful along the way. Now, we are going to be doing a giveaway, and it's coming out this next week. And I'm randomly just pulling out people that have done the assignments and have tagged me in the comments. And I'm going to actually select 5 people to bring them on like this. You're going to get a link, and you're going to be able to come on with the time. I'll have my team kind of help me out there as well. And what we're going to do is I'm going to kind of showcase, do a shout out to the people that are doing it and show what they're doing. But also I'm going to pick from a hat, and we'll have some random winners, and you can see the things that they're able to get, which is the Ultimate Creator Battle Station, which is awesome. We're going to have a MacBook Pro, a desk, standing desk, the monitor I'm using here right now. I love it. And the camera I'm using here right now, and so many much more. I just got word about that Peter McKinnon bag. It's a very expensive bag, by the way, and so much more. I can't wait to share that all with you, that coming up. Now, we do have Tom, and he was able to join, which I'm really excited about. I'm going to pull him on right now. So Tom, get ready. You might need to center yourself because you're out of...
All right, let's see.
The other way. There we go. Hey, how's it going, man?
I'm good, man. How are you? Oh,
Doing
Jesus.
good.
Man.
You're almost there. Getting it closer.
Oh, it looks terrible.
There
It looks like I'm on a potato. Sorry, guys.
All right. Well, hey, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well.
Well, why don't you take a minute and just share with everybody what you do on YouTube and kind of your journey up to this point, and then let's talk a little bit about the challenge.
So I have been officially on YouTube making content for 3 years now. Prior to that, I've been on for probably 6+. I started doing video game content with my current channel. I focused on vlogs. I was storytelling. I was kind of documenting my life. Long story short, I wasn't doing well. And I think it's because I wasn't niching down enough. And that's one of those things that I've taken away from watching you and going to Vid Summit and 30-Day and Channel Jumpstart is I finally understood in order to grow, I need to niche down. So, and then recently I've seen some mild success, and my channel has grown probably threefold than it has the past year and a half.
Wow.
So I
think just recently, that's awesome.
Just recently, and today I just hit 250,000 views lifetime. So.
Say what?
Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome, man. That is awesome. Yeah. Well, let's talk about that. I mean, now that you know that you need to niche down, and you did, and you've found kind of your jam, how is it making content now? Are you basically getting better content because you know exactly who you're actually connecting with in your videos?
Yeah, 100%. So, or I used to kind of fly by the seat of my pants and just be like, oh no, like I need to make another video. What do I make it on? I now kind of have, I have a strategy to when I release, what I release, and how I release it. So I follow a lot of other channels that are within my same niche. And I release kind of according to how they release, kind of piggybacking off what they do. And it's been successful, and I'm learning. I'm still learning.
That's great. And I want to let people know something, and I haven't really responded to you on this, but Tom actually mailed me a check. I don't know why he did that.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know if you noticed this. I didn't cash that check.
I didn't.
I framed this. You still have that money. I'm not going to cash it. There's no way in heck I'm going to cash that.
I sent Derral a check for my first ever payment from YouTube. So when I hit that threshold, the only person I thought really deserved it was Derral, because I've learned so much and he's given me so much.
Well, I appreciate it, man. I haven't had a chance to tell you. It's been a little crazy with COVID and everything that was going on and all the stuff from there. But I'm telling you what, man, I framed it. So I actually framed it so that it's void on my part. So you still have it in your bank account. I personally don't deserve that check. You actually
I'm going to have to give you in cash now. That's what happens.
I can tell you that you deserve that check, because I mean that's a lot of hard work. I know that you're had visions of getting to certain places, and now you're finding your jam. I'm excited about that. I'm really, really excited about that, because you're creating content, you've niched down, you're starting to produce content that is seeing results, and you're getting more and more views than you've ever had before, which is great. And what I love is that you just love to create and you're taking time. Now, one thing that I noticed more than anything else is that you actually, we've talked a lot, and I think you've actually had something click in your brain that you're like, oh, this is what I got to do. And it's like literally taking a year, for that to happen. And I want to talk about that for a second.
For a long time, and I wanted that to be the driving, and that's not how it works. So after I saw that I was doing something wrong, I adjusted, and the adjustment worked, and it worked in multiple ways. I actually, over the past 2 weeks, started 2 more channels, and I upload regularly because I saw trends in other niches where I'm not a part of it, and I'm doing exceptional.
Okay,
I'll share those.
You gotta watch out. If you start channels, every time that you see an opportunity, you'll have an issue like I have. That I literally have like 50 some odd channels, and like some of them are really, really active.
It is really cool to see them grow.
I had one. This is no exaggeration. I had one that I started, that I started like 6 years ago, and I uploaded a whole bunch. It probably has like, 50 videos on it or whatever, but I'll go to it because it's something that I use all the time. And I just noticed one of the videos had like 20 million views on it. I'm like, wait, I better go look at that channel. It's like bringing me a couple $1,000s a week. And I'm like, okay, I guess I need to focus a little bit more attention and time on that channel that I did 6 years ago. But you got to watch out for that, because that's a perpetual thing. And I think too, it's like, it's great to have other channels, and you'll find kind of your jam. And I can honestly say that it can help once you understand how one works. You can take that and apply it to another channel in a completely different vein. All you need to do is really understand that audience and what's going to really resonate with that audience. So, what's some advice that you have for everybody?
So beyond the tips and strategies and tactics that you have graced us with during 30 Day, I find a lot of comfort in following and learning from people that succeed from afar. So I do that on social media. I do that wherever I can. Surround myself with people that are smarter and better in where I want to grow. And that's kind of a tip that I live by, and it's never steered me wrong.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I've lived by that as well. If you're the smartest guy in the room, then you have a problem, and I like to surround myself by these creators. I really believe in synergy and really going from there. And I have private masterminds that I'm a part of, that these guys guys and gals, they just know so much. There's just so much information that's there. And we all look at life a little bit differently. We look at the algorithm differently. We look at content a little differently. We have lively discussions. We have theories that we're able to test. I mean, that's pretty awesome. So, well, cool. Any last thoughts?
No, I'm excited for the rest of 30 Day, and happy to be a part of it, and can't wait to see what you share next.
Yeah, so this is how it's going to go. Next week, we're actually going to bring everybody on. We're going to do the giveaways and show where that's going to be at. for everyone. We'll go ahead and just randomly pick. So if you haven't done your challenges yet, make sure you tag me. Make sure you do the assignments. Tag me in socials because that's the way it works. And then after that, take some energy and effort and time. And make sure that you're really optimizing your channel. Now, I'm going to just pick random people. I'm not going to go and look at your content and make sure it's the best performing. All you need to do is actually take action, because I think that this Ultimate Creator Battle Station is meant for anyone that's actually taking action. And I know that there's been a point in time in my life that when I was taking action, it wasn't necessarily the best, but I was trying. And that's what I want to do, is give to the people that are willing to just put some effort and energy into it. So if you signed up for the 30-Day Creator Challenge, you have all the information you're going to need. You're going to get an email coming out this next week that you're able to jump on and that. Now, I want to tell you what's going to happen next. Now, the 30-Day Creator Challenge is going to continue to go, and it's not going to be over with, because about every 40 days or so, we're going to start this challenge again. We're going to focus in on some other key areas. So if you're part of the journey now, you're just going to be a little bit ahead of everybody else when they come on. And, we basically want to give you, the people that have been there from the beginning, more content to really succeed. And at the end of the day, you're going to hear a lot of repetition on the things that are really important. And the reason why we would do repetition, because that's the thing that you need to do to really succeed. I'll be honest with you. And I truly do know that when you watch the videos, if you watch any of the videos, you'll actually see something like this pop up. And that basically gives you a challenge. And, you might not be remembering to do a challenge, but you'll see those in those videos. I definitely would take the time and energy to do those challenges, because you never know, you might win that Ultimate Creator Battle Pass. Battle Station. That's what it is. All right, guys, thank you so much for sticking around. Make sure that you actually click on the link below this video. It's about thumbnails. And the video focus for today is really improving your thumbnails, because I can honestly say that the bulk of you will see more success if you'll spend a little bit more time and energy on your thumbnail. And guys, super excited. And remember, when you really focus in on the things that are fundamental of really growing your channel, you will have success like this. Thanks, guys.